Welcome back to the DAWGCAST, a podcast for my politically engaged dogs. I'm your host, comedian, podcaster, and avid Daily Show fan, Pat Moore Comedy, joined as always by my esteemed co-host, podcaster, Pomeranian, and guy who thinks that means I like Trevor Noah, Ozzy, Oscar the Palm. So, Oscar, the world is watching a big U.S. election yesterday. The polls have closed, and we have a projected winner.
Don't keep me waiting. Who is it? Who's the next president?
Well, as you know, we pre-record these episodes, so we don't actually know who won. But that doesn't mean that we can't report on this historic election. Because there's a lot we know about the president, no matter who won.
Really? They seem pretty different.
The next president of the United States is coming into office, and people are very angry about the results of this election. People are upset and disappointed by the election result, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some protests and rallies against our new president.
Oh, yeah. I would say a solid 30-40% of the country hates our new president, thinks they're evil, and thinks there's a good chance that they might destroy the country.
That's right. Our new president is definitely coming into office during a tumultuous time and to a people who are not happy. But our new president does have some clear visions for the future.
What kind of plans do they have?
Well, one of the first agenda items for our new president has to be fixing the economy that they helped to break. Inflation is a huge issue in this country, and that's going to be on the agenda day one in office.
And do you think they'll be able to do it?
What, this president? No way. They seem like an idiot. And, they've taken so much money from big business. There's no way they're going to rein in corporate greed and bring down inflation.
Okay. What about their foreign policy? A lot of us are horrified about the genocide in Gaza, and we're worried about the Middle East becoming more destabilized.
I'm glad you asked, and it is an important issue for our new president. And while they do not see the war in Gaza as a genocide, they do care deeply about the future of the region. And they think, for the sake of the future of the region, that we do need to keep arming Israel and really anyone else who can afford to buy our weapons. Because, as the old saying goes, what's good for BlackRock and good for the defense contractors is good for the country. And that's what our president stands by.
Oh, geez. It sounds like our president really has their hands full. Now, another important issue for me is immigration. Is anyone going to be trying to eat me?
Well, this was really a hot button issue on the campaign trail, and our new president wants you to know that they're going to make this a top priority, and that while it's a complicated issue, one thing is definitely for sure, which is that the children that are fleeing the countries that we destabilized, they are going to be taken care of. They are going to be housed and cared for on the border in state-of-the-art chain link housing, and that's one thing that will never change.
Well, what an exciting election, and I, for one, am excited to see all the changes this new president is going to enact.
The new president wants to manage your expectations, and they want you to know whatever they can't get done, that was actually Congress's fault.
Oh, wait, before we go, I never got to ask. Is the new president who you voted for, Dad?
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's special election coverage DAWGCAST, coming to you live at the time of pre-recording here in the DAWGCAST studios. I've been your host, comedian, which means in this day and age, political expert, Pat Moore Comedy on all platforms, joined as always by my esteemed co-host and definitely non-food, Ozzy, Oscar the Palm. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.